3 Days to Kill, which I didn't get to see. Jerry, did you see that?
No, I'll see it. I was going to wait till next weekend to see that. So you got a double feature of that and Liam Neeson, you know.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's on in 60 Minutes tonight, Liam Neeson. 3 Days to Kill. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing it. I mean, I know it's.
Me too.
I know exactly what it's going to be, but I'd like to see Kevin Costner be in a movie where it looks like he's having fun again, because I'm so sick and tired of the brooding, pretentious, puffed up Kevin Costner. I want him to let loose like he did in Silverado and Bull Durham and the early movies, you know. And Tin Cup was the last movie he really did that in.
Yeah, but he's a great, though. I don't want to mean in the Jack Ryan movie in Man. I mean, he is the shining spot, I think, of Man of Steel. I think when he's a great supporting actor.
I just think he's so boring when he's playing so deadly, deathly serious. I just think he's the most boring actor.
I agree. There is some truth to that. I mean, there's a lot of truth. I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with you there. But I think in these last two movies where he was just a supporting player, and especially the Jack Ryan, if he wasn't in the Jack Ryan movie, I think people would have walked out. He was like sort of gave that movie its.
There's just something insufferable about Costner in something like The Bodyguard and Waterworld. First of all, those two performances are identical. He went through a period where he really wanted to be Steve McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's not in that period anymore, but who knows? But it completely drained him of all the charisma that you saw in those movies that I mentioned, where he's really good, like a Tin Cup or a Bull Durham or Silverado, you know.
Outside of Anger.
Yeah, sure.
And that's one of the last truly great things that he has done. I mean,
he can be incredibly appealing. He really can be. And then I see his episode of Inside the Actor's Studio, and it's the most pompous thing I've ever seen before in my life. Like, he has to stand up every answer, like everything out of his mouth is gold, and it's nice. It's this gassy bloviating. It's, you know.
Well, I saw him at a press screening for what was that movie, Open Range?
Mm-hmm.
And he is all those things you just described in person. This was when that came out, and he was just he really couldn't. He wouldn't allow people. I mean, if you weren't in the press, like, we were just like guests, so he wasn't even eager to really hear the press ask questions. But he just gave this thing like how he was making, this is the most important Western, like, since Highest Plains Drifter or something. I was just like, are you serious? You really
it was a good movie. But,
it's a great movie, but he had this opinion of himself that, and this is after The Postman and Waterworld. I mean...
But, but even in Open Range, I mean, that movie has... Duvall is always good to watch, and the movie has some great scenes of violence and gunplay and that kind of thing. But even in that, he has scenes that are indicative of why I don't like him, and I find him insufferable.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he goes on his speechifying, he's like a younger version of Robert Redford for me. All of a sudden, he starts to talk to Annette Bening about how he loves her, and there's this big sweeping monologue, and I said,
God, that's like she was this girl.
How the hell did we get to this point? I missed the part where they fell in love. Like, did they skip over that part of the screenplay? He just wanted to get right to the pretension as soon as he possibly could.
Isn't that the problem with Wyatt Earp, too, though? I mean, Wyatt Earp is, like, really, I think, in some ways the epitome of what you're talking about with Costner, or it starts there.
I kind of like that film, too. I think that film's underrated, but I agree. He's better when he has a certain sense of humor about himself. And is otherwise, he's completely devoid of personality in some ways. I think he wants to be Robert Redford, to tell you the truth. I think that's what leads to his less Steve McQueen and more Robert Redford kind of. But he is trying to like do that sort of invisible kind of acting, you know, but he's not very good at it. You know, that kind of invisible kind of acting like Henry Fonda or something, but he's just not, he just doesn't have that. I've always felt like every fifth or sixth movie, he livens up.